Hey everybody! I have been wanting to do one of those, like where you show how you go through your layout pages. I am just not a fast enough scrapbooker to do it, I think, from scratch in front of you guys, because I really I have to think about it. I usually start with a sketch and I have to think about it. So this layout is getting close to being done. So I'm going to take you through my steps and let you watch me put the last bit of it together. So, I saw the other day a scrapper who did some splotches, like with the Distress ink, and I tried the splotches and then it didn't look nice on this particular paper or whatever, so I just kept layering color on this. And what I ended up doing was I ended up kind of going over it with some more, and then I used this tarnished brass over the top of it. And this is a textured cardstock. I don't know if you can see the texture. Anyway, and then I trimmed it down a little bit and mounted it on the black because I wanted that black frame. And I found this pattern paper in my sister's layout. I did end up stamping. I used a couple stamps, basically one stamp set from Club Scrap. They had a music kit. It's probably been 2 or 3 years ago. So the words and the instruments that are in this are Club Scrap. So the sketch that I chose, which is on this month's page maps, and I almost always use a sketch with my layouts because it just really helps me to get my mind focused. The sketch has this sort of division where you have a side here and a side here. So I've chosen this pattern paper that I found. It's probably most likely Stampin' Up. Like I said, it was my sister's paper that she had bought, and most of her paper is Angel Company or Stampin' Up because she's not really a scrapbooker, so she doesn't really buy that much 12 by 12 pattern paper. But this was really pretty, and she says just use whatever. So it's got it's a nice stripe, but it's got a metallic line in it, which I really liked. And then the idea of this layout was to have one side and then have a thing down the middle. So here's I'm just building this as we go here. And I want this a little higher than the other side, I think, like that. By the way, my adhesive of choice is PVA glue. I like to glue my pieces down. I don't like them, yeah, I just like to glue my things down. So on this side, and I'm going to just make a slight gap right here and go ahead and glue this down. Even if I did it in fast forward, this layout, I've been working on it for a couple of days. So it's been on my desk for a couple of days. Even if I did it in fast forward, it wouldn't be good. This paper, so this is just some brown cardstock. This paper came out of a paper studio pack called Safari, and it just looks like texture. But I stamped over it with, this is what it looked like originally. And I stamped over the top of it with a music note in some probably Timber Brown StazOn. I want to do a little distressing around the edges. I know, people don't distress anymore, but I do. Because I like it. I think it gives definition to the pieces, and I like the vintage look. And I just like it. So I'm going to distress it. So it's going to go right like that. And I wanted it to be kind of, oh, the paper's not exactly straight, so I'm going to go ahead and, this is another thing about PVA glue that I love, that you can kind of move it around. and fiddle with it until you get it right. Then you put it down and it stays down. And quick dry won't do that. It dries on you too fast. It's too quick to dry. There's my son. He's winning a music award in this. That's why it's called Music Award. And he's so proud of himself. He's such a sweetie. This piece I cut on the silhouette and then I backed it with cork, and it's meant to be a border between the two sides. And I wanted made these tags by stamping and embossing gold on the cardstock, the brown cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay those down. And I think I'm going to lay that. I don't like to keep everything too straight. If you try to make it straight, then it never looks quite straight, so you make it intentionally crooked and then you don't have that issue. And about there. And then this is the journaling, and it says May 15th, or May 2014, Jack was given an award from his music teacher for being a fabulous and enthusiastic student of music. The look on his face says it all. He is so proud of himself. My son Jack, who is very autistic, is very savant-like when it comes to music. He has been able to recognize musical instruments out of songs since he was very small. Like literally, I think he was maybe 4, and we were driving along, and you know, he had barely learned to talk, and he yelled, "Saxophone!" And I'm like, yeah, that is a saxophone. Wow. So it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to put this border down the center, and his teacher, his music teacher at the school that he was at, always gave him a music award because that's his favorite class. He just passionately embraces his music class like crazy. So I've got that. Another reason probably why it takes me so long to make layout is because I make all my own embellishments, as you can see. A lot of stamping. Like here, I cut this out on the Cricut, and then I covered it with paint, and then I added the embossing on it. I actually think this is going to go here. So I cut that on the Cricut, and I painted it with black and then topped it with glossy accents. And it has that look of a kind of an enamel thing because it's all shiny. It's not an enamel thing, just glossy accents. Okay, let's see here. I think, are we good with that? Yeah, I think I'm good there. These are all things, again, this was entirely cut out on the Cricut. The background, the words, the little award, and I just layered them up. I used the same stain on that award. Okay, I wanted it down a bit, huh? Because I want that to peek up. Do I want it here? Yes, I do think I want it there. And then Jackson smiling. Right there. Oh, yeah. And I remember this little piece of paper. It's so pretty. Let's go ahead and, this is just some paper, a little chunk of paper I had on my, it's got a woven texture, and I thought this will be cute under here. Just tucked under. See, I love this glue because it's so forgiving, but boy, and it doesn't warp the paper. PVA glue is made for bookbinders. It's made for paper, for this kind of very thing, and it's just wonderful, and you can only get it at a craft or an art supply store. So I'm going to put this on here. It says favorite subject. And put it over that. So that paper peeks through. Yes, I like that. Hold it down till it starts to stick. And then I've got some music notes that I created with the some little music notes. I think. Oh, I think they kind of got lost in the way. Where'd I put them? I had 5 of them. There's one. I just wanted them to be kind of in this corner up here. Dancing in the corner to their own tune, just like my child, who definitely dances to his own tune. Maybe I should write that. Okay, I gave up on the souffle pen for now. They usually don't dry up. It just probably needs some work. It's been a long time since I used it. So I'm going to just write down here. My sweet boy who dances to his own tune. Alright, let's do some lines. Kind of shaky tonight. There we go. Alright, I think that's my layout. Let me see if you can see the whole thing. It's called Music Award, and there it is. So that's Jackson and his Music Award. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good night. Bye-bye.